Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Weekends here on AM 1170. The Answer, also heard in North County on 96.1 FM. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty Group. Also joined by Brian Coachy, Marketing and Media Manager, alongside me, and my co-host, as always, Mr. Jason Hall with Team Home Loans. But in our third segment today, in our last segment of the show, we got Mr. Rob McNelis, Santee City Council member, also with Movement Mortgage. We got two amazing lenders in the studio today as well, so that's pretty cool. So, Rob, we got...
That's all they want, man. They just want the money, Rob.
I love it. So we've got a couple questions for you, Rob.
I thought that was one of your fans.
So we got a few people who've asked about Mast Blvd. So
absolutely, that's a big one.
There's a lot of different things that I've heard, and I don't know what is completely true. So Mast Blvd, there's apparently it can connect over to Lakeside.
Absolutely.
It is not currently connected.
Correct.
So why?
And for those
is
that know, let's just bring that in. So the 52, kind of runs parallel with Mast. Mast just runs right through the heart of what I would consider, the homes there in Santee.
Residential,
right?
residential
Much
Santee.
more residential Santee versus Mission Gorge runs right through the business district of Santee. And then when 52 was added, now probably 20 years ago, it kind of runs parallel with both Mission Gorge and Mast. Just for those that are kind of tuning in and listening, I just want to make sure people kind of know. And theoretically, you're saying Mast, if it just went straight right there for West Hills High School, and if we ran it all the way through, it kind of stops right now at Santana, but if it ran all the way through, it actually could connect maybe to
Directly to
67
Lakeside.
or connect into Lakeside, right?
Into Lakeside. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So it's possible to connect it. Why is it not connected?
All right, so there's a number of reasons. The first one was financial. Okay, the city of Santee does so. The cost of doing that, and this was almost 4 years ago. When we did the last study on it, was $6.7 million. That was actually the city of Santee's part of that project, and we just don't happen to have an extra $6.7 million that we can throw at any project. And this is the craziest thing. We're talking about 3/4 of a mile of road. But it's road, curbs, gutters, sidewalks, lighting.
Insane how much money that costs.
It is absolutely silly to me. I mean, I have a lot of contractor friends who are like, just give me a bulldozer, man. We'll knock that out, and we'll knock that out.
It's East County, man. We
exactly.
Pull up our dualies and do this.
Just
Give me
don't
some
go
beer,
up into that
beer
area
and
at
pizza, it'll
night.
be good to go.
Don't go up to that area at night. Send the sheriff a different direction. We'll have it done in a couple of nights. I get it, but that's not the way it works. It all has to be done, and in a certain manner. But that's part number one. Part number two is you actually brought up the 52 connecting to the 67. And when that happened, we actually saw a 27% drop in traffic on Mast Blvd. Now, if that may not sound like a lot to you guys, but if you're one of those houses that are on Mast Blvd, your driveway is right there, that 27% decrease is significant. It means you can actually get in and out of your house. We're seeing that traffic number go up and up and up again because, like I stated before, these routing apps are putting more and more people back on there. So we're seeing we're losing that.
But if we can get 52 flowing, I don't think we'd have the app sending people to the
as
Mast
much
and other stuff.
until
Right?
there's a capacity issue again with the 52,
Right.
and there's always going to be, guys. I mean, like we talked in the break. There's 22,000 people moving into San Diego County in surplus every year. I mean, they're going to live somewhere, and it's cheaper, more cost effective to live in East County than it is to live at the coast. So where are those people most likely going to be moving to? If we're not building in Santee, they are building in Lakeside, they are building in Alpine, they are building Ramona. My goodness, Ramona, the traffic going in and out of Ramona is wow.
Yeah.
I haven't been up there in a while. It's that bad.
brutal.
It really is.
Because it's one lane up
It's
and
one lane.
lane
pretty
down.
much. So now, like you said,
Now,
okay,
you could
so
go around the outside.
so now that's the other side of it. So if we do open up the 52 or the Mast Blvd all the way through, you're going to open up two lanes out of Lakeside, making
And
it
Ramona.
actually
People,
making it
the maps
easier.
will tell them to come through there.
Make it much easier. So 4 years ago, it was a 32% increase in traffic day one on Mast Blvd. 32%. So we dropped it 27%, and now we're going to take it all back and add 32% more. I think if the traffic survey is done again today with the current traffic patterns that we have right now, that number is going to be significantly higher. But this is, like I said, these are new phenomena that traffic engineers across the country are trying to figure out and learn how to deal with. And they will. I mean, there's always an answer. It's just a matter of getting people to work together, getting different cities to work together. That's the reason for the 52 coalition. We have Lakeside. We're getting the county there. We have La Mesa there. We have El Cajon there. We have federal representatives there. We have the city of San Diego there. We're trying to bring everybody together to discuss this regional issue as our region and come up with solutions to new problems that didn't exist previously. So that's the biggest reason to me to not open up Mast Blvd is the impact of traffic on Mass day one.
Yeah,
and
it would just get worse.
So yeah, unintended consequences of things that seem like brilliant ideas, but then in reality,
if you're heading east in the morning, you're like, do it already.
Right.
My goodness, this is silly. I totally get it, but the vast majority is going the other direction, and it's not just the vast majority that are going the other direction, it's the vast majority from outside the city that are going the other direction and would utilize us as their thoroughfare even further.
All right, so I got another one.
We got a few more. We got to go kind of rapid fire because we're running through.
Scott has a question. Seems that there are a lot of people running red lights in Santee. Is there anything that can be done to reduce the amount of red light runners? And now I don't know, but it appears to me on a lot of the traffic lights around Santee, there are little camera things on top of them. What are those for?
So the cameras are to recognize traffic patterns
Okay.
and report back to our traffic engineering department so that they can adjust the signals and timing and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But that they're not red light cameras by any means. In fact, most cities removed their red light cameras because they found that there was actually more accidents caused by red light cameras than they actually
people
solved.
break early and go through. There's all kinds of
yes.
stuff.
And so it just caused way more problems. So
But do you think that's a fair question? Do you think there's more people run red lights?
I think there's a tremendous amount of people running red lights, and that's more of an issue with we need more deputy sheriffs on the road to help us take care of that, but that goes back to that whole budget issue.
I saw them out today. They're out in force, which made me super happy because there's a few places in Santee that I can guarantee you.
I know where those places are too.
Guarantee you 50% of the time, and that's being very lean or very conservative. People run red lights.
And Brian, you live right there in Santee.
I drive through it. I live and work. I drive through these areas every single day, and every single day
you know it's going to happen.
The Costco light at Mission Gorge and
Town Center,
like every time.
Yep.
Well, if no one's going to ticket you, people are going to keep
but they
doing
do.
things.
They do. But they can't literally be there 24/7.
Well, maybe they could be there 12 hours a day.
And they are. And they when there's they will do those
people
impacts.
Still run that much?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So the short answer to that one, correct me if I'm wrong, trying to paraphrase, is a budget issue needing more deputy sheriffs.
Agreed.
To help.
Absolutely, hands down. We definitely need more. We need more deputies.
All right, so Ryan asked, aside from traffic issues, the roads in Santee are falling apart. Driving on Mast, Cuyamaca, Mission Gorge, or like driving on a gravel road, are they going to get attention sooner rather than later?
So the city of Santee over the last 4 years has actually undergone the largest road paving project that it's ever done in its history. We have paved more community roads, neighborhood roads, and the like than has ever been done throughout the history of Santee in just the last 4 years, but it doesn't make it all better. One of the big issues that I see that we know about on Mast Blvd is one of those unintended consequences. We have all these people that do not want us to take out those trees because they're some of them are Torrey pines, and they've been there forever, and that's what Santee's about. But the problem is the roots in those are tearing up our roads, tearing up the center medians, and also the roads. And we go back and fix them, cut the roots, go back and fix them. And they do it again because trees grow. And they were the wrong types of trees to be planted there. You would never, ever do that in today's world, but that's what was there. And so we've really got to rip them out. We've already taken some grief from taking out trees in other locations for this very reason. And then the tree beetles that are killing the trees. And it's and believe me, we've gotten a lot of grief over it, but it's the reality that unfortunately cost of water, 2, cost of maintenance, and 3, they tear up your roads with their roots, and we've got to figure better ways to manage this stuff.
All right, next question, Brian.
All right, 30 seconds or less. What's being done about the transient camps? And I know that's not a 30-second answer, but
so the Santee was the first community to have the homeless outreach task force, also called HOT. So we were the first one to bring in community services and our sheriff's department to work together to walk through the rivers and river bottoms and try and make sure that we're making impressions at all times with the homeless. It's sad but true. The reality is most of most of the people that are there because they do not want help. They want help when they're asking for money. Sounds so callous to say, but it's the reality. They want help when you're asking for money or food, but as soon as you say you offer them help, but that help means you can't be on drugs anymore and you can't abuse alcohol, they don't want help. And so that is the reality but it's not illegal to be homeless. It is illegal to dump in the rivers, and it is illegal to defecate in the rivers. And that's where we've been having the most success. And actually other cities throughout California are starting to use the laws that were written in Santee to address the very same thing. So it's terrible, but we're actually doing better than far most. And that's not an acceptable answer. I still continue to say we need to continue to do more and more down there. Back to, we need more deputies in Santee.
And that is a budget issue, not that there is a shortage of supply of people that want to be on it. It's just a matter of having the funds to pay them to do it.
Amen. It was an $800,000 a year-over-year budget increase for the next 5 years alone.
How does the pay of our local sheriff's department compare to other law enforcement agencies across the county?
Sheriff's department gets paid very well, and it's obvious it's a stronger organization just in the fact that there's more people there. So it's actually cheaper for cities to utilize the services of the sheriff's department than it is to start your own PD.
Okay.
If you have a PD that's already got a pension that's already funded and all that kind of stuff, then it may still be cheaper to maintain that. But for the city of Santee to start its own PD, there's no way we could financially ever conceive of affording to start one over. Running the sheriff's department is definitely far more cost effective.
I love it. All right, Rob. Well, we really, really appreciate you joining us today. We wish you the best of luck in the election that's coming up this Tuesday. If you tuned into the show on Facebook Live, or if you tuned in on the air and you have questions, you can always call or text us here at the show. This goes to my personal cell phone, 619-663-CELL, 619-663-7355. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to kick off a new show as soon as we're done with this segment called The Whissel Way, where we're going to bring systems, structure, and support into your business to help you grow your business, whether it's the real estate business, the mortgage business, or any business here in San Diego County. So thanks so much for tuning in to Whissel Weekends. We'll be back in a bit with the first episode of The Whissel Way. Thanks so much for tuning in.